Hello, gentlemen, and welcome to the Mental Dojo with yours truly, Dennis Procopio. I'm a life coach for men. I own Man Up Life Coaching in San Diego, California. I work with dudes here in the United States and internationally, talking about guy stuff, guy problems, things that are on your mind, things that are on your heart. And today we're going to be talking about yet another grueling, uncomfortable, awkward bro topic. So join me inside. I promise it will not disappoint. See you there. All right, guys, we're going to do another episode of the Mental Dojo, TMD, with yours truly, Dennis Procopio. I'm going to flip this 30-minute timer, which I ordered with white sand, by the way, but I got freaking lavender. Thanks, Amazon. Anyway, it's my story and I'm sticking to it. All right. Dennis, what is our uncomfortable topic for the evening? What painful, grueling, uncomfortable, vulnerable, shameful, gross, I don't want to talk about my feelings because I'm a guy, bullshit are you going to make us listen to tonight? Well, the title of this is You Are What You Teach, so teach self-mastery. The moral? The moral's really right there in the title. Rather than preach, I'm going to share an anecdote. Then I'll preach. So I'm a coach. What does that mean? It means I get paid to have personal consultations once a week with guys, and we talk about their problems, and we implement solutions that I offer based on time-tested blah, 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 right? I work with guys. They do my thing. Everything's better. I get paid. They're happy. And we're doing something important in the world. Why? Because in the community that's growing here, the Man Up Life Coaching culture, it started with me keeping all of my clients separate, like the old school, psychiatry model or psychologist model or whatever. But privacy is going out the window, man. It really is. I'm not saying I'm putting your business out on the street if you come to Man Up Life Coaching, but the truth is, it's a good idea to open up. It really is. So I got all my clients and I said, hey, you guys want to man up and join a group? Not like a pathetic little self-help group thing, but like just we're a group of guys that are all working on self-mastery, like the title, right? Yeah, sure, I could do that. But everybody said the same thing. Guard, 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 protect the man cave. That goes without saying. So we keep the group small. It's vetted. If you're in, it's because you're cool. It's not a cool kids club. I'm just saying if you're in, it's because you're not going to, make problems. And presumably you're practicing the same stuff we're practicing. The scope of what we practice is beyond the half hour that I have for that lavender sand to run out. But in a nutshell, we practice self-mastery. Self-mastery means at the end of the day, you can control certain things. And then there are things you can't directly control. So you control the things you can. The thing that you can control more than anything else is whether or not you react to any situation in judgment, or rather whether you respond from a place of And sorry if this doesn't sound very manly, from a place of love. I say sorry if it doesn't sound manly because I think a lot of guys they see man up and they're coming looking to get their macho on. You know, a good father isn't necessarily macho as a prerequisite to being a good father. I'm just saying, right? That having been said, I tend to kind of like the macho crap. That's just me personally. But there are a lot of very not macho guys in this organization who are absolutely men. And I think you gotta put that out there right off the top. Um, so we teach. What does that mean? We teach. I wrote here, life is a teaching ladder. Now, I play a game called Go in Japanese, or Weiqi in Chinese, or Baduk in Korean. And I also play chess. And in both environments, there's a teaching ladder. It's literally, if you're at a certain level or rank, you teach the people below you to pull them up to where you are, even as the people above you are doing the same thing. So you just, right? And so the sort of fuzzy moral of this 30 minutes that we have together is that everything we do is modeling. Imagine a blank stage, right? You're sitting there in the dark, nothing. And all of a sudden a body hits the stage. No matter what it does, we, the audience, are learning about it. From what it does, from what it doesn't do. So we're always teaching. Always. Everything we do, every single action, every single gesture, teaches the audience what you prioritize. And so a way of understanding what you prioritize, check in with yourself and ask yourself, is there anything I would enjoy more than to have such a positive effect on all of the men around me that they're all happier, healthier, stronger, and together we form a positive community that allows us to have positive relations, good families, and a fundamentally happy life, and room to negotiate conflict and code, order, rules. But rules of love, brotherly love, not rules of hate. Haterism is not cool. It's problematic. No room in the teaching ladder for haterism. Right? But we can't ignore haterism. Because self-mastery is precisely choosing an alternative to haterism. And anything that is not love is haterism. It's one heck of a statement, if I can back it up. How do I teach it to you in a visceral way? Practice validating people who are really difficult for you to tolerate because something about them makes you tense, edgy, threatened, judgy. People who trigger you. These people are blessings because there are these opportunities for you to practice self-mastery by practicing alternative responses to your normal emotive reactions. One of the things we talk about here again and again and again and again is that an emotion is something you emote, and a feeling is something you feel. The body feels. That's how it works, right? You get that. That's where sensation comes from, the body, right? But you're obviously part of a larger intelligence. You're obviously more than simply a piece of meat walking around, right? So in this physical world that you're walking around in, you have to check into the mental dojo and remember what you're here to do. You are here to practice self-mastery. You are here to practice mastering your reactions so that instead of reactions, they are responses. When the body has a feeling, you do not have to emote the thing that you think you're supposed to emote because that is what you have been programmed to emote. I'm saying the thing. I'm going to pause and think about what I just said. I said a thing. You've been programmed to emote certain emotions in conjunction with experiencing certain stimulus. And so there's this forced association. It's a habit. But you can experience the same stimulation without having to emote this particular emotion. And self-mastery is auditing all of the emotions that you associate with various physical sensations, checking in with all of them, and eventually getting every single one to be the exact same one, which is Fonzie, Big Lebowski, zenned out, all good. That is self-mastery. Duh, right? And so you are what you teach. It's a fact. Get out of the mirror. Don't worry about what you look like. Worry about what your brother looks like. If your brother doesn't look happy, teach him to be happy by you being happy. If your brother's looking weak, don't criticize him. Teach him to be strong by you being strong. Help a brother. But don't let a brother become a vampire, a parasite, a tick. I'm not saying give a man a fish. I'm saying teach a man to fish. Not even saying go hold his hand and teach him how to fish. I'm just saying you fish. Show how it's done. And if a dude wants to jump onto the teaching ladder and step up and say, hey, I genuinely would love to learn how to do what you're doing. And then you say, all right, come on. I could teach you, but I'll have to charge. In my case, I do charge. That's my profession. But every interaction that we have is an each one teach one situation. We're always teaching. We're always teaching. It's a fact. And so I wanted to talk about a guy, man. I'm a coach. I have formal relationships with guys. They've got problems. I've got solutions. I've got a program. I've got a discipline. They follow it. They get the answers. They get the money. They win the girl, get the prize. There's some guys who come in and god dang, bro, from the beginning, you just go, oh, this person is exhausting. They come in judgy. Like coming into your world, trying to find things wrong with you, trying to look behind the curtain, trying to prove to themselves that you're a sham or a con or a fake or a charlatan or a hoax or a whatever. And when I see that, immediately I say, okay, right now I'm watching a movie about a guy who doesn't trust people. A guy who doesn't trust people doesn't trust himself. A guy who doesn't trust himself doesn't love himself. A guy who doesn't love himself is dangerous to himself and others by proxy. So what's the best thing I can do with this person? And I have a choice. One is accept the mission and say, fine, I'll take this person on. Even though from day one I'm thinking, like, you're like a high maintenance. You're the epitome of what any business would consider to be a high maintenance client. But all right, fine. I'll bring you on. I won't tack on a pain in the ass charge. And the thing is, this is the person who will come in and who will want to go over every detail to make sure they're not getting screwed somehow. And the irony is they will milk you for time. They will want to start early. They will show up late. They will, they'll totally piss on you the whole time, waiting for you to stab them in the back in some way, looking for the hustle, the angle. I got a guy who came in like that. And I swear, just like the girlfriend that you keep dating until you finally decide whatever this pattern is, it's like this multi-headed hydra that every time I cut one head off, three grow back. Like, what the hell? How come I keep attracting these crazy psycho chicks or whatever? And then somewhere in the course of your life, you just have enough and you say, all right, I'm out. lick your wounds and never turn back to that. You resolve that karma. Similarly, there's a type of brother that pops up in your life. And the comedy is, earlier in my life, I was that little brother. I was somebody who people felt sorry for because I had a rough situation. Charmed by, because I've always been a unique, colorful personality. And like they just wanted to help me out. And so I attracted mentors, high-level mentors, sort of pro bono sliding scale, work for free, whatever. I always attracted people who wanted to help push me along. Angels, really. Angels, really. Secret helpers. And I was precisely the asshole client, so to speak. And I remember one of my mentors saying, essentially, pay it forward. That movie hadn't even come out yet. But I remember him saying, those are going to be reversed. Well, you'll be doing this someday. And God, I just thought that was just, yeah, wah. Oh, yes, all the tables will be reversed. This dude told me, and I wasn't listening. Boy, are the tables reversed. So a client comes along, and from day one, I think, oh, freaking hell, one of these clients. And I came really, really close to cutting the line on this guy. I gotta tell you, something in my heart said, don't give up on this dude. And something skeptical said, watch out for psychopathic relationships, man. But I rolled the dice, went with my heart. And man, I had a session today, just today, with this guy. And there's been conversation. I have other coaches that work with me. So I have, another guy in particular, another coach who knows this client as well. So we've watched this guy grow. And every step of the way, we've worried, I think we're going to lose him. I think we're going to lose him. I think we're going to lose him. I think we're going to have to cut the line. I think we're going to lose him. But I swear, the session today was nothing short of miraculous. It reminds me why I love what I do. I feel like a light just turned on somewhere inside of this guy. Something clicked. I can't quite put my finger on it. I mean, I can. But he lit up from inside, and I saw a guy who was so angry and hostile, with self-hatred, lighten up, man. And as difficult as it was, when this guy was being tedious, I held my ground and I just did some of my best good father shit, which I have no model for, by the way. Yeah, I'm making this all up because my dad didn't model that. And I watched this guy, man. I watched this guy just turn a corner, like bottom of the squat, and just grind his way on up out of guilt, out of shame, out of hate, out of hostility, out of self-doubt, out of aggression, out of fear. And the guy's got a look on his face like he just, like he just dealt with the death of his own mother or something. You know what I mean? And just couldn't freaking cry anymore, and just had that like dazed like look in his face, like, that humility that you get when you're just like, all right, this is bigger than my ego. Guy had that look in his face. And that's chilling, because when you see it, you recognize it, and you know what it is. You're watching a guy grow, man. You're watching a guy's bitch ass pride and ego lie down. And you're watching a loving, authoritative, but benevolent inner father rise up out of that bitch boy and properly parent that inner child. And when all of us practice teaching this lesson precisely in situations where we're confronted with people that we want to throat punch, because maybe we were people that others wanted to throat punch or did throat punch, or on the other hand, because we were raised to be so afraid of being that you're mortified by the idea. It's just looking up at the lavender sands of time. For whatever reason, you might judge your brother. The truth is I've said a jillion, and that's a lot of times. As I've said a whole lot of times, all judgment is self-judgment, and all validation is self-validation. When you judge yourself, you judge your brother. When you judge your brother, you judge yourself. When you validate yourself, you validate your brother. When you validate your brother, you validate yourself. You don't understand, I don't believe. You probably, I don't know who you are. You could be Eckhart Tolle sitting there going, yeah. But chances are, if you're the average guy listening to this, like, who's this ding-dong, man up mental dojo? You might actually be like, God, he sounds like he's saying something important. He sounds convinced. What the fuck's he really saying? Dude, I'm saying until you practice what I'm talking about, it's just going to sound like a whole bunch of words. But what we practice is self-mastery. The way we practice self-mastery is by responding rather than reacting when there's turbulence. And when you feel threatened or experience some sudden intense stimulus, and the harder people are to teach love and forgiveness to, the more valuable that teaching experience is to our personal growth. So put that in your pipe and smoke it, homie. I'm going to do it. I can't believe it. I'm going to get out of here before the sand is done. I'm so excited. I've always wanted to do this. All right. So on that note, story, I have a difficult client, and today I really saw a breakthrough, and I think this guy's going to grow the fuck up, and I'm really excited about it. And that's what we do here. So if you're thinking you want to man up and you're thinking you want accountability, come holler at your boy who happens to be a man and has a business doing this, and I'm good at it. If you're already in this group, part of this community, don't lose sight of what we're doing here. It's self-mastery. That's what we're practicing day in and day out. Validate yourself, validate your brother, don't judge yourself, don't judge your brother. And meditate as often as you can when you're not validating. That's it. Bing. All right. On that note, I'm going to say goodbye. Have fun. Peace. Sayonara. I am out of here, and I'll catch you on the next one. Well, guys, thanks for stopping by. It's time to shut down the mental dojo, throw the chains on the doors, lock the padlock, and get the hell out of here. But before I do that, would you do me a favor and hit like? I would appreciate that. And also, if you're picking up what I'm putting down, if you're feeling what I'm doing here, if you're smelling what I'm stepping in, go ahead and hit subscribe so that we can do this again, because the man cave just isn't the same when you're not here, man. And I mean that. Thanks for coming by. I'll catch you on the next one. Take care.